Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of the Chosen One's Star Wars podcast here on Game Domain. As always, I'm your host, Jason, joined by my co host, Captain,
What up?
and making his long awaited return to the podcast, Leo.
Hello there.
All right, so we got the trailer official reveal for Star Wars Squadrons, EA's new Star Wars title that is set to come out this October.
Yep.
Of course, it came out on the day that we released the last podcast episode in which me and Captain were talking about the future of Star Wars games, and we just knew about the title. We didn't know anything of the footage or whatnot.
Also,
So-
don't forget there is also a gameplay trailer now.
There is the game. I don't think I even saw the gameplay trailer.
The
I'll
gameplay
find it.
trailer explains quite a bit, which I'm quite happy about.
So yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. So but just from first glance, I mean the reveal trailer, it kind of gave us what we expected to get, just kind of being like thrown into this like little, we don't know how big like this narrative or the story within this game is going to be, but basically we just get presented with obviously two sides, the rebellion and the empire. Obviously the empire and the imperial pilots being, these kind of evil menaces, and it kind of
Evil.
zooms in on these specific two characters who have a little altercation in a dogfight, and then both go back to their respective ships, their respective fleets, and then you kind of just see the inner workings of the rebellion and the empire just from this little 2-minute official reveal trailer clip that we got. One important thing that I just want to note before we get into each of our own individual what we thought and what we liked about the trailer and the gameplay trailer, is that the Hera from Star Wars Rebels did make an appearance in a cameo.
Yep.
So she, we don't know her role to play in this, in the narrative part of this title. And yeah, so we're just gonna start it off by going, each of us individually is just gonna give our thoughts on what we thought of the official reveal trailer and what we thought of the gameplay trailer and some hope, and then after that we'll talk about some hopes that we have for the game coming out this October. So Captain, why don't we start off with you? So what are some things that you saw, what are some things that you liked between the official reveal trailer, the 2-minute one that we got by EA on Monday, and then the gameplay trailer?
I am exceptionally happy that I can now finally create my very own custom whatever vehicle that I choose. The customization on that looks insane. You can do it from like the color of your dashboard to like little bobbleheads. There's like in the gameplay trailer, there's a little bobblehead wicket, which is pretty funny. You can customize the outside, you put decals on it, you can have all that fun. So that for me, not the most exciting thing about it, but it's like, I can finally make a flying penis-shaped X-Wing or Y-Wing or A-Wing or whatever, U-Wing, which are the only Rebel ships in the game, which is a shame because there's no B-Wing, and the B-Wing's like my favorite ship. God damn you. God damn you, AA. Why take away such a beautiful ship? But yeah, no, there was actually quite a lot. Like the customization of not just the ship, but the subsystems, the weapons, the attachments, all this other kind of stuff that you can attach to it. It's bloody insane. Like, and they've really thought about it. So, say you've got an X-wing and you want it to have like an afterburner, it might, depending on what thing you put in, it might have a negative effect on your ship, like you overheat too fast or something like that. So it's kind of bitching the amount of detail that this small Canadian company that works for EA put into making this game. And then, of course, EA swooped in and said, yeah, no, we told them to do that all from the beginning. But I think the biggest thing for me is just the sheer amount of customization across the board. I'm so happy that we finally have a game where you can make a custom. Well, I'm probably going to go with either a Y-Wing or a U-Wing. And yes, there is no B-Wing, sadly, like I mentioned. God damn you. There's only 5 ships. A-Wing, Y-Wing, U-Wing, X-Wing. I'm missing one. No, there's only 4 ships. I don't know. Can't remember. But yeah, customization, my big thing.
All right, yeah, so pretty well said there. Leo, you have any specific things you want to touch on about the official reveal trailer and the gameplay trailer that you liked?
Well, first off, I've always been a fan of car customization, and like we already said, there's a lot of customization in this. So good for us, for the customization fans. Pit my X-Wing, pit my TIE Fighter, I guess you could say.
Pimp it.
Pimp it out. Put some 20-inch
Get Exhibit
wheels
in
on
there.
it. Get Exhibit. He's gonna knock on your space freighter. Yo, dog, we're here to pimp your Millennium Falcon, whatever. I'm more interested about the performance upgrades, like we already said about like the afterburner on the X-wing might be giving you some cons and positives, right? That's something we need to look further into. What else? I was looking at the gameplay trailer right now, actually, while Beardy was talking, and the style to me, it doesn't remind me that much of Battlefront 2, the new one, when it comes to like realism, I guess you could say. I see a little bit more cel-shaded techniques being used in this one when it comes to the graphical style of this game, which is fine, you know. I'm not against it, you know, like Wind Waker and so forth. What else?
Yeah, we can see you've put a lot of thought into this.
Oh yeah, one last point. Bring back the B-wing, like Captain said. We're gonna start a petition on change.starwars.org.
Well, no. If we're gonna start a petition, I'm gonna start my own petition to give me the Arc 170 fire. Because if you don't give me that Arc 170 fire, I will burn EA to the ground.
Well, you know, I think you can get it, but as DLC. So take that for what you will.
It better not be paid DLC loot box.
Listen, Beardy. Listen, look here. Do you really expect it not to be a loot box?
No.
Do you really expect it's going to be a loot box?
No, it won't be a loot box. It'll be every time you play a match, there'll be a random asteroid or something you can shoot, and it'll give you a prize. That'd be cool.
Every time you shoot an asteroid, you get a gonk droid. It's like a 1 in a million shot. You get the
that'd be well good.
The ARC starfighter.
I've just thought. I hope you can customize your astromech. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
ooh, that would
my
be,
R2.
That would actually that would be my favorite feature if they let you do that, for sure.
What about you, Jason?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna the main thing. I mean, you guys really said, you know, the same thoughts that I have. The main thing that popped out to me from both the gameplay trailer. I mean, I think the gameplay trailer more so because we got the actual gameplay of how the game will actually look. I just thought that the reveal trailer did a great job in like hyping me up kind of for this game, because I didn't really know what to expect, and I think that that's kind of the wide, you know, the consensus across, you know, a lot of the Star Wars fan base is that reveal trailer it painted it almost like a movie. It looked very cinematic. I mean, obviously you could tell it was a video game, but it just looked very, very cinematic and realistic, and I think that was a really nice touch to kind of reveal this game and get fans excited for this game by making it feel so realistic. Yeah, and then the gameplay trailer, I like what I agree with Captain and what he was saying about the customization options. I really hope you can customize your astromech too, like you just brought up, Leo. That would be pretty badass. But also the thing that just mainly sticks out to me from these two trailers is just I think the game looks absolutely beautiful, and I know they said it's coming out in October. We aren't really sure exactly when both of the next gen consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, are actually going to be revealed. So one question that I still have up in the air about this is the graphics look so beautiful, and I'm just wondering, is this going to be on the Xbox One and the PS4?
Yes, it is.
They confirmed that
they
confirmed it?
No, they've confirmed it. It's coming out on all.
There you go.
So wait, so it's coming out on the old generation consoles, and they won't even have like a better graphic updated version for the new consoles?
It's coming out on PS4, PC. I think it's at Xbox as well, but it's also coming out with VR implementation for PC.
All right,
and I do believe PS5 as well.
Oh, so it PS5. So if it's coming out on PS5, then I'm sure it'll come out on Xbox Series X as well. So I mean,
likely, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, the thing is, it will have been made on the PS4 game system. You know, the dashboard.
Yeah, but
because the PS4 and the PS5 will have a different update system, operating system. That's the thing I was looking for. They'll have a different operating system.
Yeah, but they could be also engineering the game differently for release on the new generation consoles as well, which is why
most likely will have.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, Jason, because it's like the Call of Duty games, right? Like when they were moving over from 360 to Xbox One and PS3 to PS4. Like, yeah, they had the next gen editions of the game, and they had the older gen games, but there wasn't really like a whole rework, you know. It was more
Yeah,
like
drastic differences. It's
yeah.
just more looks a little better and looks a little cleaner. So I mean, I don't know. I just think the graphics look really, really good. And I was looking at it thinking, is this really on the Xbox One and the PS4? But you know, I guess from what you guys said, it very well could be. But who knows? They could just be showing us what the graphics look like on the next gen consoles just to get people excited. And then if you buy them on an old generation console, it might not look as good as this gameplay trailer did. But I just think that's really the main thing that kind of caught my eye, is that I really, really liked how beautiful the game looked and how it looked very cinematic and realistic. And just, I like the fact that like most of your screen is taken up by the cockpit, because it just makes you feel like you're actually flying the thing. And obviously, like a VR version would be pretty sick, but it just has that realistic feel of being in the cockpit and seeing all the, the control panel, all those different specific buttons and whatnot. And then it brings about the customization features that Captain was talking about before. So I just think that also adds a unique feel rather than the typical like Star Wars, like space fighting that we've seen in past games, where you're just seeing right out the window. You're not really seeing the the inside of the ship really as you're flying around. And I just thought that was a cool, unique touch. But yeah, I mean, the main thing that I see out of this is the customization stuff. For sure, like Captain said. And then I just think the game just looks absolutely beautiful, and I love the score that they had playing in the background of the official reveal trailer. They had like the regular, just slow version Star Wars theme, and then I think was the asteroid field in there. I think it was,
I
right?
think it was in just
Yeah.
a few little notes.
Yeah, and it was like and it was very drawn out. It was like bum ba da 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 da. Yeah, so like that. I mean, that's really all I have to say from the specific trailer and the game, the gameplay trailer and the reveal trailer. In total, it's only like 7.5 minutes of content, so it's not like something, absolutely, crazy. We got a lot of this game so far, so I'm sure we'll see more looks at it, and I'm sure we'll see, more specific, more specific features that they're pushing in this game. And yeah, so I mean, that's really all I have to say about watching the Squadrons trailer and the gameplay trailer. And so now we're just gonna kind of get into the
Wait, hold up,
Yeah.
Jason. I gotta say
Okay.
something real quick.
All right.
Did any of you notice if there was a third-person view, or if it was only cockpit view?
It has
I didn't
been
notice that.
speculated that there may be a third-person view because there was a little bit of third-person shown, but from what most people have been able to decipher from the information we've been given, it's pretty much going to be first-person all the way.
I mean, I think it's awesome to see, the high-fidelity cockpit and everything, pretty awesome stuff, highly detailed. But at the same time, too, third person really shows off the models that they made for this game, right? And they look beautiful. So kind of a shame not to see it from a third person view, only being able to do it in a first person cockpit view, which is fine too. Like,
It would be a shame because, I prefer to play games in third person, just because I like to see my guy run around like I play
Yeah.
Battlefront in third person as well instead of first.
I think they should at least give people the option. I don't necessarily see what the benefit would be to forcing people to use first person. I would prefer if they at least gave the option. I don't know. I normally I think about a Battlefront 2. I play first person unless obviously you're a hero and you have to play third person. But I think that I mean, in other games, it kind of varies whether I play third person or first person in games that you have that option or that choice. I mean, this isn't a first person shooter game, so there's no reason to be locked in a first person. So I think, or it isn't like a big open world exploration game like Zelda or something where you have to be in third person.
Yeah, it's like a fight sim.
Yeah, it's a fight simulator. So I really think that they should allow you to have both options, first person and third person. So I mean, yeah, that is an interesting point. And wait, so Captain, there's no official confirmation that third person is not in the game?
There's no official confirmation from EA that third person is not in the game, because there were small little bits of the trailer that involved third person. Now, that might have just been them doing a little bit of cinematic stuff, or it might have actually been third person, but I don't see why they would restrict people to only first person in this game. The only reason I can think that they would do that is because to do things like transferring power between engines, shields, weapons, and all that kind of stuff, it has to be done from inside the cockpit, as far as we know. So there's like a little dashboard that you can do it all with, and it's in the trailer. It's really cool. There's a nice breakdown in the gameplay trailer that shows off the cockpit.
Well, then I think at that point, though, like, you're getting more into a little bit more like simulator territory, not exactly, arcadey type of stuff. I'm not really looking for a sim experience when it comes to flying X-wings. I don't know if you guys are.
Well, there was one maneuver in the trailers that always made me giggle because it wouldn't work that way, and they always keep doing what is this, and I can't. I think the only plane that can do it in our reality, not in the Star Wars, is the MiG or something similar to a Russian jet. But it basically it's flying along and then it pulls up straight, so it air brakes using its body, and then it shoots off in another direction, all that kind of stuff. I can't remember what plane it is
like
that
a
does
vertical
that.
takeoff.
No, it's like while it's already flying, if there's like a jet, on its tail, it can just pull straight up, so it fixes itself completely vertical using
Sure
its
it's not,
entire body to air brake.
You
I
sure
can't
it's not,
remember which.
F-22,
It
SU-27?
might be. I don't know, but it's like what you see it in. You see it in the Top Gun movie. Like it does the whoosh and then falls behind the enemy.
The F-14
and,
Tomcat.
Probably, I don't know. There's only one plane in existence that does it, I think. But in the Star Wars trailer, they keep doing that maneuver, and it wouldn't work because they're in space. And I kept giggling at it every time because they just like they swing around, and then immediately they slow down as they swing, like they're rub it against air, but they're in space. And then that's how they get behind like TIE fighters. You see it all the time in the trailer. They stop, and there's one part where a TIE silencer shoots down an X-wing because the X-wing pulled that stupid maneuver and like froze in front of the thing so it could just shoot it. I'm like, the hell is this? You're in space. Use 3D fighting techniques. Go up, down, left, right. You have four, technically, well, no, 3 dimensions. You have 3 dimensions to fight in space, which I like. It's not. If I get into this game and they handle like jet fighters on a planet, I'm going to be very disappointed.
All right, so that kind of wraps it up for the specifics that we saw in the trailer. Now, we'll just kind of go through and talk about individual like hopes or things that we didn't really get confirmation around the game, but just specific things that we want to enhance our own individual gameplay. Our own individual gameplay when we get our hands on the game in October. So why don't we start with Captain? What are some individual hopes that you have to that you want to see implemented in this game?
I want to see Clone Wars era. I want my Arc 170 fighter. I swear to God, if you do not give me my Arc 170 fighter, I'm, like I said, burning EA to the ground. I will go on a one-man crusade and find every EA headquarters and burn them. I will become the the lanky Terminator of England and just burn EA to the ground. But I want to see Clone Wars era. Because it would be nice to get some of the voice lines in from the actor who did them all for Battlefront 2. Also the droids. It'd be funny to hear droids firing again. Plus, nothing looks more like beautiful than an acclamator fighting against some some droid ships. Beautiful. It's better than a couple of rebel frigates versus a giant Star Destroyer. So that'd be fun. I'm looking. You can do character customization, which I like. You can customize your fighter pilot. So I'm hoping they're going to implement some of the stuff that they did in Rogue Squadron, because I get big Rogue Squadron vibes from this trailer. So I hope you can actually do some stuff on foot. That'll be a lot of fun, just around like your hangar base and all that kind of stuff. And I hope I can, in the customization, I hope I can change the color of my weapons. That'd be kind of cool, just X-wing with blue lasers. That'd be pretty awesome. There is one thing I really, really hope, and is that because it was made by a small team, it wasn't made by a big EA. It was made by like a small Canadian team. I hope that they took a lot of inspiration from Rogue Squadron and they put in the ability. And I don't know if you guys ever played Rogue Squadron, but there was a cheat that you could put in on Rogue Squadron that allowed you to fly around in a 4-door hatchback. Like it was like a Men in Black style car that you could fly around on, and it was hilarious just doing like the Death Star trench run in a car. So I hope they put stupid stuff like that in. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, it mainly for me comes down to like customization. Handling wise, I don't mind. The story apparently so far is only really designed to help you learn combat maneuvers and all that kind of stuff in the beginning, and then there is actually a bit more of a story. But really, it comes down to the 2 PvP moments and the customization between my ships that I really care about at the minute.
All right. So Leo, you have any specific hopes that you want to touch on quick?
Some of the same stuff Captain said. The Arc 170 fighter, obviously, maybe have
Damn right.
like a co-op thing going on. You know, one of your buddies as the
What's
gunner.
on the gunner?
Yeah, and the Jedi Starfighter too. I'd like to see that in the game
Ooh.
too, with Anakin colors or Obi-Wan colors, whichever.
Oh,
one
which one?
tickles
Are
your
we
fancy.
talking episode 2 or episode 3?
I'd go for both, but if I had to choose one from the in lore explanations, I hear the episode 3 ones are more easier to handle apparently, since like the episode 2 one was like no traction control, no stability control. It was all just Jedi trickery piloting that thing.
Well, apparently the episode 2 one also ran on the Force.
What?
Yep.
Ridiculous.
With the episode 2, what?
The episode 2 Jedi Starfighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I like the episode 3 one a little bit better with the little wing thing.
Yeah, it's more TIE Fighter.
Yeah, it's more spread out.
Quickly, I want to say this though. There was a part in the reveal trailer. I saw a pilot reminded me of Wedge Antilles. I don't know if you guys saw that part.
That is apparently confirmed to be Wedge.
Oh, okay, then that's even better. Great.
All right, yeah. So I mean, you guys really basically said that everything I'm kind of looking forward to. Just one thing. The one thing that I'll touch on.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, the one thing I'll touch on as my main hope is
Your new hope.
you brought it up before, Leo, and it's the customization of the astromechs. Now just hearing that just makes me really want to see that, especially depending on what ship you pick. Obviously, your astromech will be in a specific location, and I guess you really would only be able to see it if you're in third person on most shit, like especially like an X-wing, because it's right behind the cockpit. So I hope that they allow you to customize your astromech. You could name them. Maybe in the story you have some sort of relationship. Cool. You have some sort of relationship with your astromech, and it's and how he looks, how you design him. That's how he shows up in cutscenes and when you talk to him, whatnot. I think that would be really cool, making it very like customizable with the astromech too, because I think that could be a unique thing to kind of have a companion throughout the story and whatnot, because that would be your main sidekick companion, or if you will, whatnot. So I think that would be pretty cool. And I mean, yeah, so that really covers everything for me about that we wanted to talk about this game. It was definitely a shorter episode on the shorter side, but there's not that much to talk about with Squadrons at the moment. But before we wrap up here, do either of you guys have anything else you want to quickly talk on before we wrap up?
I want to know if Leo's got anything, because if Leo's got something, I won't mention my thing.
Let's see. One last thing
like
I want to bring up.
Yeah.
I'm actually his backup VA, if you guys didn't know.
Oh.
So
If
you guys want autographs, contact me afterwards.
I play one of his arms.
When it come to this came to my mind when Beardy was telling me that the Jedi Starfighter from episode 2 was powered on the Force. I really don't hope we have like some weird Force mechanics, like halfway through the game. You're
no, I'm pretty sure the only people you can play as in this game will be pilots. No, I've got a little bit of connection to the Force pilot. Watch me do this stupid maneuver. None of that.
Yeah, like I don't want to see that BS here. And this whole like cinematic experience they're gunning for, I'm like, hey, that's just code word for 24 FPS, man. Come on now. I'm tired of this BS. Cinematic experience locked at 30 FPS. I hate when they do that crap and it's just a cheap excuse. But yeah, that's it for me. Beardy, go ahead.
All right. I am very excited for the 5. Well, I don't know if it's 5v5 or if it's bigger than that. I'm pretty sure it is still 5v5, but the 5v5 PvPvE, that I'm excited about. That's the mission-based combat where you kind of have to like punch through an objective. So one team, like the X-Wings, are trying to punch through to like destroy some frigates. If they destroy the frigates, the next mission they've got to do is destroy some defensive capabilities like shields and stuff on this Star Destroyer. And then the next thing they've got to do is blow up the Star Destroyer, and then they win the entire match. I'm super stoked for that, because that could go either way. It's 2 teams with AI backup, which is awesome. So it's going to be a larger scale fight, which to complete the entire... So to compare it to something that already exists, it's like Supremacy in Battlefront 2. You have to capture all the points on the ground, and then you progress up to the the ship, and then from the ship you've got to capture another point, which then unlocks a door which allows you to blow up the engines. That's one of the things that's going to be in Squadrons, but it's, obviously blow up these support frigates, blow up the shield generator, blow up the ship. I'm excited for that because it's the 5v5, but it has a planning board beforehand, like a map room that you sit in with your squad that you can plan your attack, and it's because it's mission based PvP. Someone said it was closer to Battlefield. I can't remember which one, but where like you do something and then the match would end, and then the next match would begin, and it would continue your progress over from before, and you'd have to do a new objective. I liked that. That was a good analogy for whoever did it. But that really makes me, because like I can play supremacy games that last 2 hours on Battlefront 2. So hopefully it's something very, something very, and that's not because I'm terrible at the game. That's because my entire team is terrible at the game, and I'm always carrying them, for crying out loud. So Leo, don't let me down. But
I got
it
you.
is quite nice. It is quite nice that we will be having proper mission-driven multiplayer instead of just 5v5, let's go shoot each other. All right, see you in a bit. And the fact that there's AI backup and ships, big ships, frigates, Star Destroyers, capital ships, and all that kind of stuff. I'm super stoked. And hopefully there'll be, some aspect to it where you can plan where the Star Destroyer will be and all that kind of stuff on the big planning room. That'd be kind of cool, but I doubt it. But it'd be cool, but I doubt it.
So all right, so that's really it for this episode. Next week we are going to be bringing you guys a very special episode. It's going to be our 20th episode special. We are going to be playing some Battlefront 2, and we're going to have it all recorded, and we'll release it in place of a normal podcast that we'll be doing as our 20th episode special. So we hope you guys can join us to watch us play some Battlefront 2 next week
and celebrate the 40th anniversary of episode 5.
Oh, it's going to be...
That's on the 25th.
On the 25th of June?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it? No, I think it's May.
I'm pretty sure it's 25th of June.
Wait, which... You said Empire?
Yeah. Oh, it was May 25th. Sorry.
Yeah, it was May 25th. Yeah.
People have been bringing it up recently. I don't know why.
So that really... so next week we will be doing that for you guys. We'll be giving you some Battlefront 2 gameplay as our special 20th episode special. And so we'll see you next week.
Toodles.